Will you look back when you're old and grey and think those dumb kids had a lot to say when we were trying to make this night one you'd remember? I don't care if my wheels don't turn, I don't care if my pipe don't burn, as long as I am flowing through your veins after I'm gone away.
It's Thursday night, and you know what that means.
It's time.
Hi, everybody.
For a live again. Hello, everyone. We're going to talk about top 10. Well, you've kind of... I think you're just going to bring up some games that you maybe don't like. I didn't ask you to do a top 10 because you would have to think about it too much.
Yeah, because there's just too many to think of that I would have hate.
Oh, we're roasting today as well. It's quite hot here today.
I've just got a bit of a hot flush thing going off, I think.
But there was a trailer. If people want me to talk about it, I can. The Nemesis Maze trailer. My quick thoughts on it. It's like Experiment 10 at Thought Park, for anyone who remembers that. They got batched in cages. You got split up in the scare maze. But then after all that, I stopped and I thought, what if the trailer's nothing to do with the maze? Just like, what was that one? The audio one. Resting Place, was it, or something like that? Invitation, that was it. Resting Place would have been better. The Invitation, yeah.
Yeah. I think it might be a bit like Cabin in the Woods.
Maybe.
I don't know why, just because of the CCTV.
But go check out Trey's channel, because Trey asked for this. I'm only going to do 10 through 6 today, and I had to think about this a lot because I thought I don't want to just put... There's got to be games I've played maybe quite a bit, and there's got to be... They're not necessarily the 10 worst games ever. They're just, I think they're my 10 least favourites, probably a better word for it, but they're bad. And some people know what these games are.
I'm dreading this.
Some people won't. Did you want to name, because I know you're going to splice in your own random ones. Do you want to name one first?
I'd rather you talk about yours, because for me, I've kept them quite universal. There's certain types of games I don't like. So it's like, well, I'm a bit more, how can I put it?
Because, I mean, there's not going to be E.T. on
Universal?
Atari here. There's not going to be Ninja Bread Man, although I've not played that. I've seen it. It's quite bad. Tracy from Leaps and Lap Bars put in a comment on Facebook that Ninja Bread Man was really bad, but I won't mention that. But the first game, before I show footage of it, so you know what you're looking for when I show the footage, I think I've spliced it in. I've spliced it again at the end of this bit of footage, and you should be able to hear us talk when the footage is played. But there is a platformer, and a lot of people on that list have the worst game of all time be the 3D version that came out on PS1, which I think was like the third game. This is the first game on the Mega Drive or the Genesis for Trey, and it's a platformer, and I want to like it. And it's colourful, and the first like zone with a couple of levels is really nice looking. But the main thing I always think of when I think back to this, and this had to be on the list, and I thought I'll put it number 10. And a lot of people don't like this game anyway, but it's a 2D platformer, but it has full damage. Imagine playing Sonic or Mario, and there's full damage if you fall too far. Like, as in, if you fall from height, hit the ground.
Yes.
Imagine that in Mario or Sonic. But it is Bubsy on the Mega Drive. Just the first one. This is the intro, but I tried to get an image of it, and I think I spliced it in again at the end. So I've got, because it's so zoomed in as well. Like, there you go, full damage. Didn't even fall that far. And it's so zoomed in, and you move so quick, and Bubsy's kind of coming out with all these quips. And if you thought Gex was bad with the stuff he comes out with, Bubsy's just so on another level.
What animal is Bubsy?
He's a bobcat, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And he's collecting all this yarn. That's meant to be the gimmick. And funnily enough, in the latest game, because they released a new game on, might not be on PS5, might be PS4 generation, but they actually make fun of the fact this had full damage in it. But that's the first thing I always think about, is this game was so bad because you didn't need the full damage. You didn't need him to move so quick and it to be so zoomed in. Let's check the comments here. Hey, Sibby's here.
Hey,
hello,
Sibby. Hope you well.
Looking forward to the old... is it Goose Fair we're doing, Sibby, next month? I don't know. Did you ever play Bubsy?
No, I've never. This is why I was asking, like, what animal is it? I've never...
He's a bobcat, and maybe I should have got footage of it. It's very like the norm that people say the 3D one is the worst one, and it had stuff like, I can't remember what it had on the case for the PS1 version. It had stuff like, this has got stereo sound as a feature, and like these stupid features that should just be normal on it just to sell the game. And it was like voted the best game in like one magazine. And when you go to the magazine, they've taken out of context what the magazine said, and it's really bad. Like,
Oh my God.
false advertising. But Bubsy will be number 10. I think we're going to get through these way too quick. So I think some of the other stuff I didn't like. It just wasn't. It was one of those games that I think a lot of people had in the Mega Drive, but I can't imagine I'll ever meet anyone in my life who liked that game.
I always think of like, oh my gosh, yes. Hey, Loops and that bars, hope you're well as well.
I don't know if Tracy's watching, but there's not going to be no Ninja Bread Man tonight. Unless she hates that game. I've never played it. What were you going to say?
No, I was just saying that there's lots of like games that I thought that it's two I already
I'll play it again
mentioned
for
that I
Loops
don't
Like
like
Bars.
very well. So
This is number 10.
Yeah, doing all right, thank you. Loops and that bars.
Do you want to throw in a game that you don't like? I know you've not got a 10, but do you want to throw in a game you don't like, or?
I don't know. There's like two that I found really difficult in terms of.
Oh, they like Bubsy. Full damage. Don't like full damage in a 2D platform.
There's basically like two games I didn't like just because of the controls as I got older, and I found them more frustrating. And that's because it was just annoying to a point where I just handed the controller to Mike, and then you couldn't do the.
I don't even know what game you're talking about.
It was Mega Man.
Oh, Mega Man's meant to be difficult though.
And then like The Little Mermaid on Mega Drive as well was another one.
That's good,
And I just got so frustrated, even though I loved The Little Mermaid. I got so frustrated because I couldn't press the buttons properly on the controls. I don't know if it's because it was a new controller or just because of the fact that it's not been played in a while and the buttons were really stiff. I just found it really annoying. But that's like not just the game in general. That could be down to me. That could be down to like the way.
I was going to say people won't like it if you start bad mouthing Mega Man.
Exactly, and I'm not bad mouthing it. It is a nice game and it's lovely to watch. But they're the two that I'm like, ugh. Just
See, I think
so
Gex did
annoying.
it better. I think, like I'm saying hello to Fairground DeLorean, but also Loops and Lap Bars. I think Gex did it better when he was kind of coming out with quips. I think Bubsy went too far. Get past level 1.
Yeah.
Sonic 2.
Mine was the bit whenever you're underwater with Sonic and then the stuff speeds up. Mine's
3D.
like certain parts of certain games. I can't really say, I just hate this, write it off. It's just certain parts of games that I think, oh.
But yeah, Bubsy 3D is, I did sort of mention that at the start. There's a lot of stuff, I don't know if you still own it. There's a lot of stuff on the case that makes false claims about it. It won an award, or it was said to be like the best game, and then when you actually look up the magazine that had it in, it was actually taken out of context and it was one paragraph. Oh, also, I don't think he talked that much as them, but Tyler Tasmanian Tiger, there was an advert for that where it had Sonic and Mario all in bandages on the hospital when he was walking past. Like, all Sonic games are. Oh, I'm not going to say what's coming up later on. But number 10 was Bubsy. I don't know. People can keep coming back about Bubsy. People can talk about the Nemesis Maze advert for the Scare Maze. Sorry.
The Mexican Sugar Skulls one as well. That was in Alton Towers.
And also, before I go on to number 9, this is what the book looks like in real life.
I have already I bought my own copy and I've already started filling it in.
I could even do my copy.
These past couple of days.
Did you steal that?
Maybe. I stole a pencil from the flower.
Don't tell them where you got it from.
It was already with the card. I didn't realise it was already tucked away in it. Folded in it. So, hey ho. Did you play the Bubsy remake?
I've seen a bit of it, and I did mention that as much as I hate full damage in Bubsy, and that was one of the main reasons I put it in the remake, they actually make fun of the fact that I have full damage in the original game, which is quite funny. Oh yeah, Loops Lapbar's got a signed copy. But let's go on to...
I was going to mention as well to... what was I going to mention now? It's because we're jumping a lot. There was something else we were going to do, but then I got interrupted. I can't remember what it was. No, it's fine. It's gone now. Oh, about Sonic the Hedgehog with Fairground DeLorean. I put it on my stories earlier, and he said, "What? Can't be Sonic." The sort of message that I got back.
This
So I was like, well,
this
okay.
next game is on my worst games of all time, and the reason it's so low on this list is because it's so bad it's good. And before I show the footage, there's no sound with it. I just want to go through some of the stuff that's in there first because it's crazy. This game is called Right to Hell Retribution, and it is so awful. And what they tried to do was make a GTA clone about bikers, but then they ran out of budget and time. And it never became a franchise. And then The Lost and Damned came out for GTA 4. But there's so many things I want to say about this game. There's a bit where when you're on the driving sections, if you hit someone or kill them, their bike will just hit the edge fence and explode into pieces, which we'll see in a minute. But also, there's one specific mission where you have an electric fence, and I don't know if anyone else has played this and knows what I'm going to say. There's a mission with electric fence, and you need to get past it to get to this house or something. I can't remember that bit, but you think, okay, he turns around to this garage, right, in the game, and you have to beat up these lorry drivers and steal this tanker, and you're like, oh, he's going to drive that through the electric fence. Bingo. No, he has to drive across town to the power plant to shut down the power. And on the way, you massacre a load of people trying to stop your truck. And it just seems so long-winded for the fact he's literally stood on the edge of the road near an electric fence going, oh, we've got to get through this electric fence. He decides to beat up these truck drivers who aren't really causing the problem, steal their big rig, go across town, you've got to go to the power plant, kill a load more people, shut the power plant down, which probably, in reality, would shut down the whole town's power supply, just so this electric fence isn't on, so you can get to this person's house. And the last thing this game is very famous for, I want to keep up with the chat as well.
It was impossible to finish the Xbox as they never patched the bugs, unlike the PC version of Road to Retribution.
Oh, I had it on Right to Hell Retribution. If it's talking about the same game I'm talking about, I had it on PS3. I did complete it, but there's so many funny things in it. But one thing that's really strange, and I've kind of got a bit of the scene here. Most of the bosses, when you're done, you've saved some woman, and then he proceeds to have a scene with this woman, like many women throughout the game. But the weirdest thing about it is the fact that in all of these scenes, everyone is fully clothed. What stuff's going on?
Okay.
But I just thought I'd explain some of that. Like, there's some of this is brilliant. It's bad, but it's so bad it's good. But like here, you'll see in a minute. If you just hit people off on these driving sections, they'll go into the fence and they'll just explode. And it makes a massive bang sound effect when they do as well.
Do they make a bang when you like hit them as well?
No, that's just like normal. But when you'll see it in a minute. I've got some footage on the truck as well. But that's the famous fence.
Yeah.
So he's like, I can't get through that. So he goes across the street and like assaults about 3 truck drivers. Just steal that.
Loops and lap bars were mentioning something just then about trucks. I'm not too sure what it was it? Oh, that's it. We'll be seeing big rigs over the road.
No, I never played it. There you go, they're exploding there. It's so bad, but if you can get it cheap.
So bad it's become a meme.
This is actually footage from the game, but everyone's fully clothed. That's the game's famous for a lot of bad stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I'm not mentioning in the game as well. It's just so bad it's good in a way, but it had to be on the list. It's just so awful. It's brilliant, but apparently you can't complete it on Xbox. The
screen was shaking in laughter.
So don't get it on Xbox. But I got it on PS3. But what else I was going to mention? But it's just such a weird. Like, I remember when I bought the game, I didn't know what it was, and I looked at reviews before I played it and saw all these really bad reviews. So I was like, oh god, I should have looked up the game first. And then I played it, and it was just so bad. That's the best bit. That's the best bit. We have to buy the book.
I've already done the first 10 puzzles within half an hour. Like,
that's selling good. It. That is.
That is that good. Like,
that makes it sound bad.
There was
it makes it sound too easy.
No. It's because I'm really good with verse searches. That's why. Just saying. Someone took all those cutscenes and put them together.
I know the cutscenes he's talking about. He has the sound effect he makes when he has a mad outburst, the main character as well. Oh, this is all like set in the 70s. I think he's been to Nam.
It sounds like the zombie.
The acting's really bad as well in it. It's bad, but I recommend if you've got the means to play it. It's so bad, it's good, but you're going to get annoyed with it. I've not played Roller Coaster Tycoon World. What happened was when that was going to come out, Planet Coaster was going to come out, and not many people knew. People knew about Planet Coaster, but before Planet Coaster came out and people realised it was good, everyone was going, "No, Roller Coaster Tycoon World." Now all those people are like playing Planet Coaster and suddenly don't remember. But I was always going on about Planet Coaster.
Maybe you could do like a review one day of it.
It's not worth buying. It's really bad, Roller Coaster Tycoon World. Really bad, but I've not played that game, so I didn't put it on the list. But have you got another game you want to mention? Because I know you haven't got a top 10, but
I'm trying to think, like, has there been like cutscenes where I've kind of said something in between, but it's only mostly like games that you play that I kind of say something in between, because there's just a weird silence gap in between certain scenes, and you're like, okay, and it's because the character's moving, or
what, from Red Tail Retribution?
I don't know, no, not that one, but there's other games, but I can't think off the top of my head which ones right now. And I just thought, all right, I'll put something like Yorkshire in it just to like change the tone a little bit. It's a bit. There's some pauses in certain games where they do the storyline, and as the storyline goes on, there's just a character stood like they're looking around the corner or something, and it's like, all right, yeah, this is taking a while, and it's a bit weird, but
yeah, I think Atari sucked the fun out of that game. I still think the second one's the best, to be fair, Roller Coaster Tycoon. I don't know if you played them.
I've never played them. I wouldn't mind having a go. I'd happily do a review if we did get a copy.
They've got a copy.
And just to see what it's like.
Got Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 on the Switch.
Or even just people to take the mick out of how I play games, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's
I almost put Minecraft on this list, by the way, because it doesn't run on the Switch at all.
No, it doesn't.
It crashes all the time.
Does.
See, I don't know. Is Planet Coaster 2 going to let you put your stuff from Planet Coaster 1 in? I assume it is. I assume it's going to be almost like an expansion, but a new game. But I don't know. I've not looked too much into it at the moment, because I normally just play on console, which isn't too bad. On PS4, I bought a external USB keyboard. All keyboards are external. But I bought a keyboard and a mouse, and you can use that on the console, so I use that for console anyway, so it's just as good as a PC, really. But no games you want to mention? I know when this is over, you're going to say, oh, I hate this game and I hate this game.
No.
But you're do you want to say any games that you like? You're playing Stray at the moment?
I am.
You like that?
I do at the minute, it's alright.
It's coming out on Switch soon.
Yeah.
I don't think Fairground DeLorean's going to like me for the next one. There's for number 8, I think he knows what's coming, to be honest. See, I only bought Minecraft on Switch, so I could then buy the Disneyland and Universal DLC, and then it just crashes every time I try and play it. And you can turn the quality down on Switch, and it's not even a graphically intense game. I don't understand why it doesn't, but it doesn't.
It kind of went from Minecraft to then Lego Worlds, and then
Lego Worlds almost made it on the list.
Same thing where it was like kind of got bored after a while, and then.
But when Lego Worlds came out, we all assumed there was going to be more than just 2-player online, so we all bought it, like Luke from Coast to Gen and all the other friends we got.
Yeah.
And you can only have 2 people online, and we thought you could make your own worlds, but you had to go into worlds that are pre-made, and it's just all a mess, and it's just not a good game at all.
No, it didn't go to expectations on that one.
But yeah, I don't.
I mean, it was fun at the time, but then my attention just didn't stay with it.
So number 8 is I was so tempted. I had a conversation with you the other day about it, to put Sonic CD on this list. I was so tempted, but I didn't, because Sonic the Hedgehog, or as it's also known, Sonic 06, is probably one of the worst Sonic games ever made. In my opinion, it's the worst Sonic game ever made. This isn't me playing it, by the way. Oh, God.
Why is it the worst one ever made?
Well, you're going to see in a minute, but the main thing is the loading screens. And this guy's got a video. Here we go. He's got a mission, right? A side mission. So this is the loading screen. In real time. No way, it gets better. So it's a loading screen because he's got a side mission to do.
Must be loading something big.
So he talks to the guy again after that loading screen to then go for another loading screen. And this is a very common occurrence.
Oh my gosh!
And this is an Xbox 360 and PS3 game. This isn't...
I can understand though, that is just the feature that is the loading screen though. Is that the only thing that you got the gripe about with it though?
No, the gameplay was quite bad and it introduced Silver and... Here we go. Then he died. It's not like it takes the load back. You imagine that when that's happening all the time though. That's taking up the whole... It's taking up a lot of your time doing that. I mean, the reason I didn't get Resident Evil 1 Remake on the Switch is it has a lot of loading screens on top of the door loading screen. I thought... But there's a lot of bad gameplay, especially stuff with Silver where you can kind of... he can move stuff with his mind, but it didn't really work.
Have they fixed the Silver fight up? That's good to know. I think someone started to dislike.
That is the worst Sonic game I've made. I mean, I'm a big Sonic fan. Like Knuckles is my favourite video game character.
The loading screen is meant to be a distraction from how bad the game is.
I did wonder if they put loading screens in just to so the kids aren't looking at the game all the time, so it's not as bad for them.
I'd be sure to take a water break.
I like the way Fairground Dolores told me it's been built from the ground up again on PC, as if that means the game was bad, right? If they need to rebuild it again from the ground up. Oh no, he's talking about the Fairground.
He's talking about the Fairground, right?
They could... Oh no, he said on PC. Don't know what PC stands for. But yeah, it's the worst Sonic game I've made. I was tempted to put Sonic CD on there. I don't like Sonic CD because if you play all the other 2D Sonic games, it's left to right and it's fine. And then Sonic CD was like, what you need to do is explore the level, and they're very vertical levels. And then I think it was Wacky Workbench. Essentially what you have to do, I'm going to go into detail now. You have to go past a signpost that says past to go into the past. And then when you've gone past that signpost, you have a limited amount of time to run as fast as you can to time travel. And then when you've gone to the past, you have to destroy... Fairground DeLorean will tell me what they're called.
It's
but
like these little capsule things, isn't it, or something that you showed me.
But on Wacky Workbench, for some reason, there's one hidden, and you have to purposely get crushed by a machine, but it doesn't crush you. It sends you through a tube to get to this last one. And I'm just like, how would you know to do that? I'm not a fan of it. I mean, luckily, I didn't have to get the good ending when I platinumed it on Sonic Origins on the PS4. So I just literally played it. You can play it like a regular Sonic game, but you get the bad ending because you're just running from left to right. Although you can get the time stones if you want, which is a lot easier, but it's just not. I like the soundtrack though, the Japanese soundtrack, not the American one. Colors was all right. Forces wasn't great. I don't like the Sonic games where they come up with these. They come up with villains that are. They look like they've been made on DeviantArt. They've not. I can't remember what the villain was in Sonic Forces, but it was like black and purple or red, from what I remember. But it was. It just didn't seem very thought through. I don't know if anyone's seen the Sonic 3 trailer as well. If anyone wants to talk about that, I thought it was brilliant. You were watching something. You were watching Phil Fletcher's live on your phone, weren't you? And I was like, look at the screen. Look at what's going on.
I did.
It's the Sonic 3 trailer.
I just had the phone like that angle, and then just slowly went down after a while.
Sonic CD didn't make the list, but it would have been. I mean, I'll try and play it again just for Fairground DeLorean.
That's
see
cool
if I like
to know.
it.
Japanese versions of the soundtracks.
Japanese version's a lot better. For some reason, they changed it in America. But the past, there's a past, present, and bad and good future version of each level because you can time travel. And the past version of each level is actually in the American soundtrack as well. Just every other song that was changed. But I might go free to play Sonic CD again. It's on Sonic Origins, isn't it?
Yeah.
But got on the Switch. But oh, that's cool. Is it special color?
Is it done by the? I'm sure it was the guy that did the Nintendo soundtracks as well. I can't remember. There was a documentary on Netflix about the guy that did the Nintendo sort of sounds, like the 8-bit sounds, and then he's kind of evolved where he does like his own like DJ set and everything now, and he does like little shows and things like locally in his area.
Sonic 06.
But I don't know if he did the Sonic one. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. The photo vinyls. Nice.
But yeah, CD almost made it, but I was always tempted to put, funnily enough, Knuckles Chaotix, because that game is a complete mess as well, but does not play very well. But I don't know if Fairground DeLorean cares that I would have put that on, because it's sort of a Sonic spin-off, not a mainline game. But
Autumn's taking notes. Just saying, with a typewriter.
Yeah. Sonic 06. I don't know if anyone wants to say anything else about Sonic 06. It's a bit of a mess. There's a romance storyline sort of implied between Sonic and a real life woman.
Oh.
The cutscene at the start is really, there's a lot of like pageantry in it, and it's really epic, and you wouldn't guess it's a Sonic game until you see Sonic if you hadn't loaded up the title screen and watched the opening cutscene. And it's a mess of a game though. It's just really it was Silver's debut, and I'm not really a fan of Silver, to be fair.
Yeah,
wasn't Sonic CD a spin-off? I wouldn't count Sonic CD as a mainline game, but I don't know if that's going to cause hassle now, because Sonic CD was kind of at one point going to be Sonic 2, and then it wasn't. But I'd say Sonic CD is a spin-off. And also Sonic Spinball is not that great, is it? I like Sonic 3D Blast. Have you played that? It's a good game, isometric. But this might annoy people as well, because Sonic 06 was number 8. And we'll go into number 7. But number 7 is also a game that is a number 6. This is a series of games that I really like. And then this one came out sort of out of the blue. I didn't know about it. Sonic CD isn't mainline, is it? Can't be. It can't be mainline. You had to get a new console for it, and it wasn't numbered, and they don't count Code Veronica as a Resident Evil mainline. But the next game I'm putting in here is from a series I really like. And then I didn't really know this was coming out. And then it came out. And it just wasn't very good. It was Resident Evil 6. And
is that the one with the 3 sisters in the building? Or have I got that wrong?
No, that's Village, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Village.
Village is great. Resident Evil 6.
That was the one with Demonstress, weren't it?
Oh yeah, Village is amazing. But Resident Evil 6, they went way more for action than horror. They had, well, there's technically 4 campaigns, but they made 3 campaigns. This bit, that's the best jump scare in the game. But Leon's campaign was all right, but because there's 3 campaigns, they're all a lot smaller than the normal one. And they're all kind of 2-player, so you can play online. And if it's Team Sonic, it's mainline, is it?
Did it come out the same year as like Dead Space or something? Because it kind of I thought it was going to start off a bit sci-fi, that game at first.
What, Resident Evil 6?
Yeah. I thought it was at first because it was in an aeroplane, wasn't it, or something?
One of them ends up in an airplane later on, but there's like 3 different campaigns. It's a lot more actiony. It's 2-player again. I guess so you can play online as well, but there wasn't any horror in it really, and it was just really. I don't like run and gun. I don't play Resident Evil to be in the military, and then
it didn't seem as dark as the others.
No, Leon's story did,
but it still
right.
had dark corners in it and things like that. But
Resident Evil
to do like the scares and the jump scares and things.
Well, there weren't really many jump scares in it. It just went straight for action. Resident Evil 5 went for action, but kind of kept it a bit where it needed to be. And then Resident Evil 6 tried to tie all these things together. And if you watch the animated CGI movies, they kind of were at a point where they're trying to tie the movies in with the games. And I can't remember the name of the company. They made a new company that was sort of the new umbrella. And there were various things where it was a nod if you knew and you watched the film. But if you hadn't, you kind of missed out on that little fact. And there was a stuff with Ada as well. And I wasn't really Ada. sometimes because there was I'm forgetting the names of things now, but there was something else that could shapeshift, and this guy got it to look like Ada because Ada looked like his wife before. It was really odd. And then they brought in characters they didn't need to. Like they brought in the girl from Resident Evil 2 was one of the characters you could play as, along with, and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but I'm pretty sure the guy she was with was Albert Wesker's son or something to do with Albert Wesker, and you didn't need to do that. I don't like it when everything's just so coincidental by that point.
Hands up.
You've never played Biohazard game? I'd recommend Resident Evil 1 HD remake. I think that's good. All the remakes are good, really. I like Resident Evil 8 Village. That was really good. And obviously Resident Evil 4 is the best. I can't believe you've never played any. But I wouldn't play 6.
I like the Village.
Village was really good.
I like the Village.
7 was the scariest by far, I think. I mean, I played it, but it was definitely... They pulled the horror back for
I think was the Resident Evil 5 was the one where you had the flames on the last level, and
are you talking about the bit in the volcano where he punched a boulder?
And it annoyed me because I can't, says you with an orange cup right now, but I'm not very good when it comes to games when there's lots of orange and red involved. I can't see anything. I don't know what it is. It's just something to do with orange and reds. And as soon as we got on that last bit, I was like, because I just couldn't see anything. I couldn't see anything. Even if you changed your player to being like first person and things like that, I just still couldn't see anything, and it was just so annoying. But that's just my weird way again of the user fault, not the actual game at fault. So
I think the bit you're talking about there, without ruining it for everyone.
You're right, Kirsty with Joneses.
Yeah, hello, Kirsty with Joneses. I just replied to Dave. Without ruining it for anyone, I think the bit he's talking about in Village is really good, and you didn't expect it. But I'd say 7 is a lot scarier a game than 8. I think they pulled it back for 8 because 7 was quite scary. I think the biggest jump scare I got was a glitch, though.
Yeah. I
don't think you were there. I think Luke was there, but I can't remember if I was share screening or whether he was actually around our house. There's a bit with Marguerite, and she had a lantern. And I saw her, so I ran back the other way through a door, and it glitched. And then she was suddenly on the other side of the door.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, the Resident Evil games are good. Village is really good.
I love Village. I must admit, though, Loops and Outbars, yes, the baby scene in the Village was good, but also the doll that was on the table. And I think we were talking about scare maces to someone. They said a similar thing in terms of escape rooms. There was like a doll on a table, and then you had to go down the bottom of a well or something. Or am I thinking of the wrong resi? That's the same thing, isn't it? The one with the baby.
Yes, before you meet the baby.
Yeah. So basically, the doll the doll at the beginning, well, at the start of ish of it.
Village wasn't that scary.
That one was quite, yeah.
I would actually say you could play Village or Resident Evil 4, and they're not that bad scale-wise.
Yeah. It's all coming back together now, all the pieces, but yeah.
So you're telling me you knew that baby was coming, Dave, before you played it? Because that would have ruined it. Because that was such a good thing when that happened. What have they missed? You've missed Bubsy at number 10. You've missed Ride to Retribution, which is probably so bad it's good, at number 9. Sonic 06 at number 8. And Resident Evil 6
and then
currently at number 7.
People getting upset with Sonic 06.
Yeah, we were also discussing if Sonic CD is a mainline game.
I'm not a massive of horror games.
Oh, horror games are brilliant.
Are you one of those people that have the controller and then throw it over your head as soon as you get a jump scare? Because I have done that with BioShock.
Another great horror game.
I will admit that. I have done that.
Another great horror game is Yomawari. And I don't want to tell you what happens in the tutorial, but there was a bit in the tutorial, wasn't there, where we were like, oh, bloody hell. And I was like, I couldn't change what else.
Yeah.
Something that happens in the tutorial. It's such a great game. It's like almost isometric view. And it's like Japanese horror game, but it's I think it's currently on sale at the moment. It's one of those games that's stupidly expensive to buy physical.
Is it the one where you go through all the rooms? I can't remember where it went now.
No, it's the one where you it's isometric view, and that girl in the town at night.
Yeah.
And when the monsters are near, you got to hide in the bush, but everything goes black, and you just got the heartbeat, and when the heartbeat goes away, the monsters aren't there.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that one now. I know there's that many different ones that we've had, but you're the one that kind of like plays them, but then I have the headphones on to listen as well. So I don't really do that much. To be fair, I just go, oh, look at that thing. That thing's different now, or this has changed, or oh, there's a puzzle over there to do, and I just point things out, don't I? With the horror games, I don't play them. Like I said, BioShock was mine, and
yeah, but there's something about.
I've stopped from there.
Do you not think there's something about stuff that scares you that kind of you're intrigued? You don't. It scares you, but you're almost intrigued to see it. It's like if we go to like Scarefest with some friends,
yeah,
and there's someone who's legitimately scared of like I don't know, clowns, and there's a clown actor about, right?
Yeah.
They're going to know where that clown actor is the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So intrigued by it. Or there's people that don't go in the mazes, but they kind of want to go in, and they're like, what's it like in there? And they kind of want to go in, but they don't. And it's, oh, BioShock's brilliant. Yeah.
I do. Don't get me wrong. I love BioShock. I don't hate it at all. And there was one of our good friends that we saw on the Gulliver's trips that have actually got a tattoo of the Big Brother as well, which I thought was amazing. And I was nerding out at it, but I think it's just because of the fact that I just jumped and then let go of the controller and broke my controller. And then from then on, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want to waste the money in breaking controllers much. So I think that's probably why, and I've not gone back. So.
And also, if you want me to ruin it for you, like Dave or Fairground DeLorean, if there's a scary game where you're being chased by something and you've just got to stay away from it, purposely get caught by it several times, and it gets to the point where if you're any bit scared, that slowly goes away because you're just more annoyed, and then you just play the game and you're not scared anymore because you've seen the monster so many times and you got caught by it and you're like, God, I just got to get past this now.
I'm just reading Kirsty with the Joneses, the zombie game, but I'm not going to read that out aloud. And then it destroyed the original Tomb Raider CD after the T-Rex scared the crap out of me.
Oh, you not bought the remake on the Switch then? They've remade them.
What was the Tomb Raider patch?
I've not played 2 or Infinite, which is the third one, but BioShock, I think the story's good, and I want to play the third one, and they're relatively cheap to get, but yeah, I think horror games. I think everyone should try horror games.
I do like watching like Markiplier play some games though sometimes.
I've already.
I know everyone's watching Daz games at the moment because he's gone into that sort of route as well. But for me, it's always Markiplier. No offense, Daz games, but it's always been Markiplier.
So I think Daz games sounds and acts a lot like Lad Baby's wife. Just the way he kind of puts it on, and just the way he's very much reminiscent of Lad Baby's wife. But I've already called dibs on sitting next to Sibby in the Gulliver's Dark Ride at Milton Keynes.
You'd love to watch a playthrough of A Village by Us, guys. I wouldn't play it. I'd happily sit and watch it.
I'll tell you what you'd love to see a playthrough of is when I remember. I don't know why it just came back to me.
Yeah.
I played Silent Hill Downpour.
Oh, God,
and I was going through this village bit, and it was like daytime, and this woman zombie thing jumps my back, and by that point I was so annoyed. I was just like, "Get the hell off me, dude!" And I was just saying, that's all I said out loud. I was just trying to get. I was like, "Get the," because I was just exploring the items and stuff, and then she jumped on my back. I was like, "Get the hell off me, dude!" And I was just like, that's quite funny. But
I think we should do a playthrough of where we've got headphones on and you.
I think I can do that, but I think I've got to work out the sound levels because when I'd streamed from a PS4 before to YouTube, I had to turn the game volume down because.
Yeah. But it should be fine.
Oh, you managed to remake the Tomb Raider. Oh, Kid Icarus would be good. But I think a lot of his stuff probably wouldn't be allowed. Although if he's got spons, that would be cool.
Kid Icarus, I love it. I love him as well. He's really cool.
I think it was just for money, wasn't it? But the Nemesis scare maze should be good. Although I've got a theory, a game theory, but I've got a theory that they're not going to split you up or put you in cells like in the advert. I think the advert's just there to get you excited. I think it's just going to be a normal walkthrough maze. Was that the ride that was the... it was like a top spin, wasn't it? It was a flat ride. I saw something about that on Expedition... what's it called? That guy who does about rides that aren't around anymore. Expedition Extinct or...
Experience.
No, but I've seen it. And he's... if it's the same Tomb Raider ride, that was brilliant.
You don't know who Daz Games is, honestly.
Don't worry, it's not worth mentioning.
No.
Expedition Theme Park. He's a streamer of video games who I didn't even know about. And last year they did a scare maze on him at Alton Towers where you had to run around and find the emblem on your wrist, and if you did it quickest, you won on the scoreboard. And then he's coming back this year. But I remember if you want his merch, buy it, because he had bright pink Daz Games beanie hats, and I remember Holly wanted one, and Ben and Holly waited till the end of the day, and they couldn't get one.
It literally went out of quick as well.
Yeah. If anyone doesn't know about that, watch that on Expedition Theme Park, because it was really interesting, the story of the ride, and no one quite knew what it was. And the effect, because I explained this to someone the other day. It might have been Ben from Ben and Holly, I can't remember. I said, oh, is Project Ocean going to be this? Like the Tomb Raider ride? And they didn't know what it was on about. And I was explaining it. And I was like, not doing a good job, but it was just literally like a top spin that had theming all around it. And you almost didn't know which way up you were, because there was like, on one side, there was like fire and there was ice on the other side. And it was really well done ride, to be fair. But then in the end, they shut it, but they still used the queue line as a scare maze for one Halloween.
Do you know what? I really do hope we get Ripsaw's Revenge as well.
See, part of me misses Ripsaw in a way, but I'm kind of like, let's just remember it as it was. Let's remember it as it was and move forward, because it's almost like if you bring it back, I don't think it's going to be as good, although that's probably what they're doing, but need to put effects on it. Screens and fire and...
Can you imagine if it singes someone's eyebrows?
Do you think they're setting us up for something we're not going to like at Alton Towers? That's why they're actually done a few good things that enthusiasts want, because they're like, something else is going to happen soon that no one's going to like. So
yeah, the statue.
That's still there.
Yeah.
That's outside the staff building behind Sharkbait, and you can see it from the Skyride.
There's another
The Sonic
replica
statue
in the Sheffield Gaming Museum as well of it, if you really want a photograph with it.
Shall we get on to number 6? I'll be surprised if anyone's played this game. And this is a game I kind of saw coming out before it came out. And I got it for the original Xbox. It was only on the original Xbox. And funnily enough, it was made by the same people that...
Sorry, just getting lost.
Some of the same people that made Tomb Raider. That would be cool if it did that. Isn't Nerdcube the same guy who does Mind Pulp as well? I'm sure he is. It sounds like the same guy. But yeah, it's made by the same people that made Tomb Raider. But the level, it was just the controls were really odd. Yeah, I know. Take it. if you can get hold of it and get out without getting caught, you can have it. Yeah, it's gonna be quite an accomplishment. This game is called. So I'll let it reveal itself. It looked amazing before it came out. It's called Galleon. It was made by the same people that made Tomb Raider, and it kind of had a pirate theme to it. It didn't look too bad on the original Xbox, but as I say, the controls were weird, and the levels had a lot of verticality to them. They were just a lot of the early game, especially, were levels where you'd be making your way to the top of the level, and then somehow you might fall off, and then you'd have to do the whole thing again. But it almost looks like Fable, like it'd be a game like Fable.
Do you know what? I thought the exact same thing. I thought it's got Fable vibes going off here. Oh yeah, the Grimace shake. I've been told it tastes like a blueberry muffin. Is that true?
Got a fun walking cycle as well. But I just remember the controls not being great. I don't know if it had a PC release. I don't think it did. But it had levels like this where you had to just go around the outside, round and round to the top. And then if you fell down, because the platforming wasn't very good. It's worth looking up if you haven't played it, I guess. But it's always stuck with me that...
Yay!
Blueberry flavoured. I know Grimace is... do you know what Grimace is meant to be?
He's the purple furry thing, isn't he?
Do you know what he is?
I got it wrong. Still had purple lips. It's a bit like the scenario of the black ice cream from The Curse, isn't it?
Oh, that stuff's so bad. Like, for trying to get it off.
I'm really happy that some people have put this on their list to take out in as well.
I don't know if he means was there a port on N64 before that, or whether the graphics are so bad. It was on the original Xbox. I'm pretty sure I've still got my copy.
Why do you think it just kind of remind me of the 007 sort of? graphics a little bit.
It
more
might be on
beautiful,
PC
but
as well. It might be worth
GoldenEye.
looking up, but I just remember I didn't finish it completely. I remember actually, I'm sure it's the very first thing you have to do is jump off a pirate ship, and it doesn't give you much time. You basically have to swim underwater to this island that's straight ahead of you, and if you don't gun it, it'll game over and you have to do it again. It's one of those. But I got past that bit. I did
Oh
the
my
first couple of
goodness.
things, but I just remember it's always stuck with me. And I don't know if anyone else has ever done this. When you buy a game from the internet, it's like over 20 years ago now, but sometimes the person sells you a copy that has stuff on the case, and I remember this clearly, and I haven't got the case on me. It'll be upstairs somewhere, and it said it's something about it being a Republic of Ireland copy, not to be sold in the UK, right? So obviously, even though I don't like the game, I can't trade it in because it's got that written on the cover.
Oh, that's annoying.
I had something similar, although it's a good game. When I got the first copy I've got of Lego Jurassic World on the PS3, and when I got it, it was perfectly fine, the cover, and it was legit, but it was all in Dutch, and I didn't know that was going to happen. Like the game was
my
English,
word.
but like everything on the case, the pictures were the same, but then the blurb on the back was all in Dutch. It's just like it's so weird because no one said that in the listing.
That's quite interesting because we know a fair few people. We don't know anyone in Ireland, I don't think. Republic of Ireland.
How does the PS3 emulator hold up? I suppose if your PC is powerful enough. I mean, I'd recommend looking up Galleon, but it's not a good game. But I suppose it's because it looks intriguing and you want it to be good. And I remember I was reading about it before I got it, leading up to it getting released, and then wasn't very good. And it's like, oh, from the makers of Tomb Raider, and I don't know, it's on the list. I don't know if there's any more games you want to add from your. There must be more games that you didn't like. I'm sure we've had games that we've played and you've just gone, no. I'm sure I can remember. I just can't remember what the games are.
But because I've got I wouldn't say a short attention span, but because I've got I get easily distracted. I have to be fully in the zone in order to play a game. I have to be 100%. I'm in the zone for gaming. And it got to a point where I had the Pac-Man hoodie, which no one's seen me in that yet, but I've had the Pac-Man hoodie where I put that on and it's like, yeah, I'm in the zone to do gaming.
Well, we bought a cheap Xbox One just to play Halo and Gears of War, didn't we?
Yeah, and which we're going to do that actually, and I want to play the Horde as well for Gears of War again. Shortly after the first time when we mentioned it on here, Mike purposely went to go get Gears of War. So it's like I feel really spoiled about that in a way. Very lucky to have someone that listens.
The fact that I'm guessing that's Andy from Close to the Joneses, but I've not got around to playing it because I don't know other people who play video games. Do you just buy video games sometimes when they're on sale or you see them cheap? You're like, yeah, I'll get around to playing it. On the PS2, there is an X-Files game that I've got, and it is literally a Resident Evil style X-Files game. And I kind of left it as well because people who reviewed it said it's a good game, but it's got a lot of references to the series. One of them, they mentioned the Smoking Man. Now, I've not watched the series properly, so I wanted to go back and watch the series before I played it. It's like when I got the Buffy games for Xbox. I was like, I don't really want to play them until I've watched the whole series again.
The one game I didn't like, it was like a murder mystery type of game, and we had to both be detectives. But I think we used our phones as well.
Oh, you didn't like that? Hidden Agenda?
Yeah, it was.
Hidden Agenda's great if you've got more people.
No,
It's like it's one of the Sony PlayLink games.
Going through
and it's like a whole. It's almost like you could play it on your own with a controller, but instead you have to play with your phone, and you can play it on your own. But the idea is you get these objectives after a bit of story, and then it plays like it's the same kind of graphics as something like The Quarry or the Dark Side Pictures games, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's got some of the same actors, but you watch this story, and then one of you will get a hidden agenda that's like, try and get them to fail this. And then you're all on your phones going, oh, we need to get this item or search for this.
But the scenes were really, really long and slow.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that got to a point where I just kept saying cocky comments in between. And then it just didn't move. The pace wasn't quick enough for me. And it took one piece of evidence took us like 5 hours or something to get, just because of all these cutscenes. And
I've
I was
still
like,
got it on my phone, Hidden
what
Agenda.
the hell is this?
That's the only play link
Get
I've
me
kept.
out of this, please. And I just felt like I was imprisoned for it. It just, it was too long-winded.
Knowledge is Power is good, and so was It's You, because It's You had online play. But I can't remember what the card one was. We used to play that a lot, where you could play cards like Rummy and the other card games, and like the one that's like Uno but not Uno.
Yeah.
And that was cool because you could play that online.
Yeah, I remember them. See, I like them ones. There's like Jackbox games that I like as well. I like them ones with using my phone. It's not a problem. I think it's just because that one took so long and the cutscenes took so long. And I was like, you can just cut all this out and just go, boom, 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 there's your evidence. Now
well, they could have taken the phone bit out and just had to use a controller.
You didn't need all of that. You could have cut so much out of that game.
But replying to Dave again, there was a good card one. I can't remember what it was called. It was something like play on words like Jack of all trades, or I don't know what it was called. We've not played it in ages, but there was another PlayLink game called Melbit's World, and they've actually ported that to Switch. It's actually, but it is just Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, like a clone of that.
Maybe we could try and see if we can do a Jackbox game on here with some people as well.
We do that sometimes. We stream Jackbox or use your words.
Use your words, yeah, and the pun ones.
Or
as well.
What's the other one? What the Dub.
Yeah,
we do sometimes stream those on another channel just to play with other people.
Yeah, but I do like them ones.
We've not played Buzz, but a few years ago I did buy really cheap the box with the 4 buzzers in it.
I used to play it with my friends. I used to go out, and then before we went out, we'd play that game before we went out, and then there was SingStar as well, just to get the
heaps of
the groove going.
We play a lot of Rock Band. We've got about 700 songs downloaded on that. Yeah, the one where you caption the videos is great.
Love the Jackbox games, the one where you caption the videos. Yeah, I like the ones where you get the newspaper article. I'm not very good at it, but I just like them ones. Everyone's reactions, it's just hilarious. I'm in stitches.
I don't think it's got online play, but there is a game on sale at the moment. There's a multiplayer sale on Switch when you go on your dashboard, and one of the games that's on sale is a music game where you listen to the start of a song and you got to guess it. And I've seen people who like Buzz would like that. But yeah, Jackbox games are good.
Do you remember when we did? Was it Wheel of Fortune? And Luke was there from Coast to Jen, and he's like, you got a $1,000 gift card.
Yeah, that was great. I've got the clip. The clip is on the YouTube channel I use for gaming, but yeah, it glitched. We were playing Wheel of Fortune. It's on Switch as well. I might have to get that again. It's got online play. We were playing Wheel of Fortune, and that was it. It wasn't happening on his screen, so I had to record it on my phone and send it to him. He's like, "What are you on about?" And basically on my game, it stopped and just constantly repeated, "You've got a $1,000 gift card. That gift is worth $1,000. $1,000." I just kept repeating it and showing the different characters. The game hadn't crashed, but it kind of had crashed, and it was he just didn't know what was going on, so I'd send him.
That'd be cool.
I don't know. We don't play online anymore.
I was gonna say just DM just in case. We'll see if we can.
We stream stuff. We didn't renew our PSN because we play Switch a lot more, don't we?
Yeah.
It wasn't worth forking out for PSN because we play Switch a lot with like the Joneses and a few other people, and we just play that like a lot. If you've got a Switch, we'll play all the time. Oh yeah, we got Beatles Rock Band as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
But you can't drag the songs across because some of those 700 songs are the previous 3 Rock Band games we ported across to Rock Band 4. But I think it's over 700. And I still look. If you search on Google Rock Band downloadable songs, one of the first entries will be a wiki page. You click on the year you want. I click on the most recent, and it will tell you what's come out this year, the most recent ones, and sometimes it will tell you what's coming out in the next week on DLC. I still look at the Rock Band DLC, even though I've not bought any in a while. I'll still switch to it every week and go, the Rembrandts is coming out this week with the songs from Friends, so that's cool.
Every time we listen to the song on the radio, Mike goes.
Yeah, you hate that. That's the one thing you hate most.
It's the one.
If we hear a song somewhere, I'll go, We've got that song on Rock Band.
Every time we go, guess what? You never guess what I'm going to say.
Yeah, we've got the AC/DC as well. We've again, you can copy the songs from the disc over. So we've got them, but we don't play the AC/DC. But yeah, there's going to be 5 more games next week. And if you've not seen our latest vlog, go watch it because it's quite fun from the Highland Games.
And there's one before that as well, isn't there? Did we do one before that?
We've got a few more vlogs coming up. One we did Knott's Maze, Corn Maze at night with one of our friend and some new friends of his we met. But if you've ever seen us go to Critical Hit at Matlock in one of our vlogs at Matlock, he runs Critical Hit, which is like comic book video game shop. It's where we went to go see. And he came with us to the maze.
Yeah, it's where we went to go see Phil Fletcher. So it's that shop.
And we met Hacker, T-Dog. And so we went to the maze. And also, I'm finishing filming the review for that torch. It is a bright torch. I was worried because everyone was going, "Oh, you got the bright torch there," and I thought, "I bet it's not that bright now."
And just
it was blinding.
And just to let you know, if you thought mine was a bright torch, as some people were quoting on my Insta, wait till you see this.
You took a photo of it, and it looked like you were taking a photo of the sunset, didn't it? Because the torch was. You were over the other side of the maze, and I shone it.
Literally did, but that's one I haven't actually issued yet because. The proof's in the pudding with the video. I think the video came out better than my photo. So yeah. But oh my god. But I think it'd be quite cool if we could all have a go with the and also a party time.
There's a couple more vlogs coming in the future. But watch the Peak District Highland Games vlog. It's a bit of a longer vlog, but I still cut a lot of stuff out. And I'm talking to the company that ran it. So hopefully we're gonna have some of the athletes on the show in the future.
Oh,
so that should be cool. That'd be really
cool. Actually one follow me as well, and I was really rooting for her in some of it. I found it so enjoyable. And
I don't know about the women's one, but the Stone of Destiny, when you watch it, one of the rounds, they had to lift this stone and walk as far as they can.
Yeah.
And the men's one weighed 27.5 stones.
Stone of Destiny. It's like walking the stone.
No, if you go on the Facebook page, it's called the Stone of Destiny, yeah.
Where's with Jack Black when you need him? Need him to say that.
And also watch the Sonic 3 trailer for the new film. We're not endorsing it in any way, but it looks good. And Keanu Reeves is playing Shadow the Hedgehog. Spoiler alert, Shadow the Hedgehog's in it. But it was at the end of the last film, to be fair.
I'm so glad that this has brought people together, all this gaming and stuff, and hopefully we'll get some future events sorted as well for all this.
Some gaming on the Switch.
Yeah.
If anyone's got a Switch and doesn't have us on there yet, just send us a message.
Just DM us, yeah. We've each got our own, so
yeah,
you get both. We'll happily hunt you.
But yeah, I don't think there's anything else I need to promote. I mean, Trey's done a good job tonight of telling everyone about the book. So.
Oh, wait a minute!
And go and check out Trey as well because he's got some good content.
I've just realised we're going into a new month.
September, so my birthday soon.
September. My birthday. So after next week. Yeah, this weekend, sorry. It will be a new prompt. So thank you everyone for the black and white pictures. They look absolutely awesome. Obviously, if you go on my highlights on my Insta, they are all there. So nice mini shout out. Woo-hoo. Please don't have a go at me bears on that one. And in September, the prompt is fire. So if you've got any fire pics that are epic, just put it on your stories and tag me at Stacey_L2E, and then I will put it in my stories too as like a little shout out.
Month of Oktoberfest.
And yes, it's a month of Oktoberfest coming up. There is a month of World Fun Fair as well.
It's a month.
There is so many exciting things. There's his birthday.
Our wedding anniversary.
Our wedding anniversary. I was going to say there's Merry Meets. I was going to say as well that we've got planned. I call it Merry Meets, but you know what I mean. But it's just
Also, I just want to reply to Fairground DeLorean.
There was a colour, there was black.
I'm hoping they've left a lot of surprises out of the trailer still. Do you think Rouge is going to be in the film? I don't know, Fairground DeLorean. Other people might know who Rouge is as well. Oh yeah, Gulliver's happening. The meetup's happening.
So it's Love to Explore Social, the Merry Meet, keen for creds.
The Merry Meet? Who called it that?
I call it Merry Meets. Every time I meet it with anyone, I go, hey, nice to Merry meet you.
Multiple Gullivers, yeah. Doing Matlock again, which should be fun.
Yes. You are keen. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Oh yeah, we're going to...
And, unfortunately, my pin badge bag I have taken upstairs, so I'm hoping to bring it this weekend coming. So you'll get to
Where
see all
to?
the pin badges that I've got so far from all the socials for the
There's someone here.
Keen for Crabs.
That's going to look good on the pin badge.
But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. It's been amazing as always, and just share us around. We are a lovely bunch. Sharing is caring. Don't forget to press like as well.
And next week it's going to be the top 5 worst games that I've probably ever played.
Yeah, we've got the rest 5 to go.
I don't think there's any more Sonic games in this. It should be alright.
No, I'll just put my little input in like I always do. But yeah,
go and play. If you have a means to play it, play Ride to Hell Retribution, because it is so funny. It's so bad, it's good, and it's just so. I might turn on this weekend. I might get the PS3 out and just play it, and then get in touch with Fairground Laura and go, it was still that bad.
So I hope you have a fantastic weekend.
But also, I'm going to play the song for the meetup as well to play us out. What colour is your sky today? By yeah, it's addictive. That is.
I had to put my head up like a guinea pig
Wurlitzer.
though.
And they're letting us use it, so we're going to use it.
So we'll see you.
The review.
Because for now,
We're gone.
bye.
Said enough is enough. I don't want to get up. Tell me what color is your sky today? Johnny said open up, go and fill up your cup, wait for a reply. No signal inside, tell me what color is your sky today? Tell me what color is your sky today? It's a dog's life, but we'll get by in our own time. Hit the retry. Giant said in the end, I don't know, it depends. If enough is enough, if I want to get up, tell me what color is your sky today? Tell me what color is your sky today? It's a dark night.